Can you hear me now, Debbie? Does that work? I may have muted myself. So should I go back and reintroduce? Oh, how funny. See, love technology. Gotta love technology. Thanks, Debbie. If any of you can now hear me, can you put in the comment box below that you can now hear me? What I was saying was I want to share my screen, but for some reason on my screen, it's not showing when it transfers the slides. So if someone can let me know that the slides are changing okay, that would be really helpful. Or I might have to go into full screen. I can't remember. I haven't done a screen share through Google Hangouts for a while. Gotta love technology. Hey, guys. Anyway, so I'm just going to log in here, hang on 2 seconds. So anyway, we're here to create a lead magnet that your high-paying clients can't resist. And as I said, which you may not have heard me, because if Debbie couldn't hear me, you may not have. I'm not going to sell you anything at the end of this, so you can relax. It's purely about content. The only offer I'm going to make at the end of this is just to connect with me. So relax, sit back, and start thinking about your business. So if someone can just let me know, I'm going to change the slide. If someone can let me know that the slide's changed, that would be really helpful, because it's not changing on my screen. So if maybe Debbie, since you're always the most active on the comments, if you could let me know whether the screen's changed, that would be really helpful, because I can't go back to the... Okay. Doesn't look like it's changing. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm not sure why the screen's not changing, which means I might have to go in and out, which is going to be a pain in the neck. If anyone... No, it hasn't changed. Thanks, Debbie. Why would that be? Let me go into a slideshow. Maybe I have to be on... Right. Now I've changed it. Debbie, can you let me know whether it's changed now? Sorry, there seems to be a delay in getting comments. I've changed it now through a different way, so I'm wondering whether that will work. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go in and out and share every time I change the screen, which is going to be ridiculous. That's not technical issues when you do Hangouts every week. I think I should be over the technical issues by now, but hey ho, you do something different and use something new. Okay. Right. Oh, come on. Right. I'm so sorry about this, guys. It's not a very good way to start, is it? I've got heaps of valuable content, so hang with me for 2 secs while we get this sorted, because if not, what I'll do is I'll just drop in and out of the page, page by page. It's the only way I can think to do it otherwise. So I've changed the screen now 3 times. So Debbie, if you can confirm either via Facebook or below, via Facebook it'd be easier on the message, that'd be awesome, because you're the one that's listening. I can hear you and I know you're there. Or if anyone else is on that knows me on Facebook, if you can just message me direct just to let me know that it's changing, that would be awesome. Yeah, I've tried the slide arrows as well. It's definitely not changing screen, is it? Okay, we are going to have to be a bit of a nuisance, and we're going to have to go in. Right, so we're gonna have to go in and out. So you're gonna have to bear with me. Hello, I'm back. So we're gonna have to go in and out of slides. So this is gonna be a bit annoying, guys, but it's the only way I can think to do it tonight. So I want to get through it, and I'm gonna show you. So the next slide, I'll just talk through each slide and then I'll pop back in and out. So bear with me, it's going to take a little bit longer, but here we go. So the most important reason why we're here is because we want to obviously create a lead magnet. So most entrepreneurs, whether they are a small business owner, a coach, or anything like that, their income journey looks like this. And yes, I know it's a bit of a squiggle on a line, but it was my drawing, so you can have that one. But you know what I mean? It's the kind of the continual ups and downs. It's the 1 month going really great and the next month the dramatic drop. It's a lack of consistency. And why is that? Well, one of the key reasons, and I'm going to pop in and out again, change my slide. It's classic. So the number one problem most entrepreneurs and coaches face is that they don't have enough high-paying clients. So basically, they are always continually struggling to get clients. So they're basically trying to deliver their work. You know, they might be coaching, they might be small businesses delivering work to someone, and then they're chasing the next client. So you get into this up-down kind of scenario where you win a client, you deliver the work. You win a client, you deliver the work. And it depends on how long in between you have with delivery as to whether you attract new clients. And also, it's about attracting high quality clients. So not even clients that are, you know, just interested in what you do, but clients that are willing to get their checkbook out, that are willing to write, you know, get their credit cards out and start paying you. And that's the key thing. And that's the number one problem that most entrepreneurs and coaches and everything face. So I'm going to pop back out. Hello, I'm back again. I'm screen sharing again, changing screen, going back. I'm hoping this is working now, guys, because I'm changing the slides manually and then coming back in and out. So this training is for you if you want to have an endless supply of potential clients. You want to attract high quality, not just tire kickers. So you know, the ones that never have enough money. You want to create an automated way to get clients instead of continually chasing them down. And more time freedom in your business, in your life. So provide great value to clients and impact more people. So that's kind of why we're here. It's looking at this sort of problem that a lot of people face and how we can do it. So if this sounds like you, then you're definitely in the right place. And I'm just checking in on Facebook. Debbie's messaging me. Oh, yeah, that's working. Thanks, Deb. It's a bit annoying going in and out, but it's the only way I can think to get through it. I'm sure that someone probably knows an easier way around, but anyway, I don't know why it's not doing it. I thought it was all right once you went into full screen mode, but for some reason it's not. So anyway, so who am I? Well, I'm not going to go through all these slides because it's annoying now, but I'll just go through basically the key factor of the fact that, yes, I am, see, I created this great presentation. I am Australian, yes, so you can ignore the funny accent. I'm originally from Adelaide and I've been in London for now, over 15 years. I've kind of stopped counting. I'm not going to share a big success story with you, share income figures, because that's not me. The simple fact is that I come from Adelaide. I started traveling. I wanted to start to look at options for working between here and Adelaide. So I started obviously working on my laptop and I started internet marketing about 2 years ago. And it's been a journey, I have to say. It's not been an easy one. It's not been a hard one, but it's certainly had its challenges. It's had its moments. But the key thing I have been able to do, and I want to share this with you, is obviously quit this box, which I know a few of you have been in, is that horrible cubicle, the escape the 9 to 5. I stopped working for someone else through internet marketing and selling other people's products first. And then, so I've had $1,000 days on my online business, but now I'm growing my own brand really successfully. And that's what I want to kind of focus on with your lead magnet, is about growing your own brand. So I'm also obviously the founder and host of my lifestyle show, which a lot of you have seen, shows different various elements to it. But obviously it's just about providing inspiration about basic creating a lifestyle business. It's my true passion. I love helping women to work less, earn more. And, you know, I love brainstorming. So I've gathered so much information over the last couple of years working with internet marketers like Matt Lloyd, Shakir Hussain, Frank Kern, I've done some training with, David Wood, who you either love or you hate him in the Power Network, but he's got so much knowledge. And these guys they're professionals making money online. So they've got to be good at what they do. And so I've learnt a thing or two. So I'm just going to share a really simple method with you tonight about creating lead magnets that your high paying clients can't resist. And switching slides again. So I guess the simple thing is, first is let's look at what is a lead magnet. You know, and I think everyone knows it. It's that simple freebie, that ethical bribe to get someone to hand over their email address. And you may already be using some of these in your business or created ones in the past. So it could be simple things like, you know, 5 steps to the best marketing in your business, or it could be, if you're a estate agent, it could be the 5 best home loans for the year. If you're a dentist, you could do something like the 5 top electric toothbrushes. If you're in fitness, you could do maybe something like the 3 pieces of gym equipment you can use at home. So they're your basic kind of lead magnets, and it's really great to have them and to have a lot of them going on at different times. But what we're here tonight to talk about is really just attracting those high paying clients. So it's good to build your list with people that are interested in your topic area. So whatever you're doing, you can create lead magnets like that. It's simple as that. You know, you can generate, like I've got a 7 top tools for creating an online business, something that I use every day. So that's kind of what a lead magnet is. I'm hoping that most of you probably on here at least know them, but I'm going to go through, really, it's about attracting the high end. So let's first have a look at, I want to show you kind of where it all fits into place. And with this one, it's where does a lead magnet fit into a full sales funnel? Now, some of you have worked with sales funnels, some of you haven't, but because I've been internet marketing for a long time, obviously, you know, we're used to dealing with these. So basically, it's just a funnel where your clients come in and where they kind of end up. So basically, you're looking at your traffic first, obviously, which could be blogs, videos, webinar, Facebook marketing, speaking, whatever it is that you use to get traffic. And then that feeds into this freebie giveaway lead magnet. And what I was going to really technically show you was, I was going to add the last point last, but obviously since I can't play with my slides, I'll just basically talk you through it. So you've got your low end product, which is generally a $7 or up to about $37, $47 product. Now online, we quite often call that a tripwire. And the benefit of that is it's a really quick way to get to know people that are potentially serious in either working with you or understanding your topic area. And then from there, you have some sort of upsell medium product, which can be an online or it can be a combination, generally ranging between about 100 to 500. And then obviously online, you can have a high-end program, which can be 1 to 3 grand. It could be an online, it can be a combination of coaching. It could be a done-for-you type system. Like I saw a great done-for-you one for a sales funnel yesterday. And the key is that obviously all the bottom just basically builds know, like, and trust factor. So you get them onto your email list and you add value to them, then you add offers to them, and off you go from there. But the real key is the top blue line. And that's linking as much as possible your freebie, your lead magnet, with your high-end program. So it's thinking about who are your buyers of your high-end program, and we're going to talk about creating lead magnets specifically for them. And it's not necessarily that they'll go straight away and buy, but it's that they will more likely convert through the funnel, or if they already know you, then they're more likely to buy as well. So if anyone's hopefully got any questions, please do comment below. I am sort of checking that as I go along, but hopefully this is okay. But yeah, so the key is obviously checking that sales funnel, and I'm going to show you just another quick example of one, because I know a lot of you are coaches and things like that. So I want to share with you what a coaching sales funnel might look like. And so this is a coaching sales funnel. It could be something like this. Again, you've always got your traffic, whatever that might be, and we'll talk a bit more about that later. And then obviously, again, you've got your freebie, your giveaway. And then, you know, your low-end product, I would still always have some sort of low-end product with coaching, even if it's just a half-day workshop or a 2-hour seminar or whatever, something like that. And then you can upsell again into a medium product. So that could be like a VIP day. It could be a one-day workshop. It could be an online combination. So you could create a short course online, which then has your time in it. And then you can have a high-end program. Again, I mean, these are low figures, but you could be up to 10, 15 grand, something like that. So I'll make sure as well that you guys get a copy of these slides at the end of this. So anyone that's registered for this, I'll send out the slides so that you can have a look at them as well. So if I've missed anything or you miss a slide, you can understand it. So let's go through this step by step. This is meant to... I was meant to show this individually, but we're going to go through step by step. So don't get distracted, don't read it all, read step 1 first. So we want to create a lead magnet that only your clients can't resist. So it's really going to get very, very specific, and it's going to be really targeted to your ideal clients. And these are your high-end ones. Now, I thought I was targeting my high-end ones, but I was wrong. Let's do the first step. So the first step, I'd love for you to share what's your income goal in the next 12 months. So for example, it could be 250 grand, and then you break it down per client. So if, for example, you've got a 6 grand program, then you need 41 clients for the year. So I'd love to get your feedback on what you're wanting to achieve, and especially as we're coming to the close of 2015, like what are you maybe aiming for next year that you can get set up and ready for now? You know, what's your target, and what sort of high-end program do you already offer, and how many clients does it take to get that? So if you can share in the comment box below, that'd be great, because I'd just love to get a feel for kind of where people are at in their business. That would be awesome. And I may not be able to read them now, but I can read them as we go along, because if I switch screens and go back again, I can't see the comments. I'm trying to check them on my phone, but it's not as good. So yeah, it'd be really great, even if I get to read it later, because I will stop and go through questions and go through any queries or comments afterwards. So yeah, that's your first step. So your first step is look at what income you really want to achieve, what your program is, and go from there. Thanks, Debbie. I love you. You're always sharing. I know other people are listening and aren't. So 120,000, 40 clients at 3 grand. Perfect. And that's what we're going to look at, Debbie. So we're going to focus on those 40 clients at 3 grand. So I'm just going to keep going instead of jumping back and forth on this screen. So let's go to your second step. Also on the worksheet, you'd have this, there'll be a page on your worksheet that has this 4 boxes. So I'd love for you to kind of take some notes and get your brain thinking about what you could potentially do. So your second step is your ideal high-paying client. Now, this is not just, when I think about your clients, normally when I talk to people about their target market, I tend to talk about what their pains, their problems are, you know, because that's what you want to do with any sort of high-end program. It's solve their problems. But when you're really looking for high-paying clients, they're desperate in some way. And that might not be a nice word to use, but they are. They're really desperate in some way. They've kind of come to the end of their journey. They're really kind of keen to get someone to help them, excuse me. You know, they've kind of been through enough, and they want someone to solve that problem now. So for example, and this was a really good example I heard the other day, was if you're in the weight loss or fitness industry or something like that, you might have your ideal clients where you're targeting, say, women over 40, or you could be targeting women that have just had babies, or you could be targeting brides, something like that. Now, most people would say that's really targeted and really kind of great for marketing. And for generic marketing, it is great. But are they really your high-paying clients? And this is what got me thinking and why I wanted to kind of share this strategy with you, because I always thought, yeah, they would, because they're desperate. You know, they've got a real desire, they've got a real need. But actually, will they do whatever it takes? For example, if you put a $5,000 program in front of a bride and said, I can get you to where you need to be before you get married, would she necessarily take it up? And actually, probably 80–90% of them would say no. And that's because they wouldn't have the money to spend on it, because they're too busy spending on their wedding, their dresses, their cars, everything that goes with it. So even though they might be a real dire need for it, they're not necessarily top high paying clients. So thinking about it from that journey, you could really go to the extreme and think about people that are really struggling, and they're the ones that are normally searching for something like a gastric band or an operation, you know, clinical terms. They'll be getting worried about diabetes, they'll be getting worried about heart problems, you know, their fitness will be down, they might have more aches and pains. So it's really starting to get to them when they're in that desperate stage. And I know that sounds awful because you're kind of approaching them and wanting to kind of attract them in, but they are going to be your high paying clients. And when you think about it, so for me, for example, I've really kind of had to reassess this, because I thought my high paying clients were just obviously women in business. You know, they want to take their knowledge online, they want to create some cash flow online, and I can show them how to do that. But actually, it's actually really, I need to get more specific for my high paying program. So actually I want people that have been trading for at least 2 or 3 years in their business. You know, they've got an established clientele. For example, I met a PR lady the other day that's been working for PR corporate for a long time. Great clients, great business, but she's got nothing online at all. Now that is my ideal client, because she's now tired, she's got other priorities, she doesn't necessarily want to be delivering so much work to her corporate clients, they're quite demanding. And actually, so how do I attract those people in? And that's kind of what got me thinking about this process, because it is really a different marketing message to those people. You know, if you're marketing to someone, you're not going to be marketing for someone that's looking for a gastric band that they could lose a few pounds or lose 10 pounds in 10 days or whatever. That's not going to cut it for them. That's not going to be attractive to them. So your message, your marketing message to them is going to be very, very, very different. So you start to really think about who would pay you the big dollars to do what you do and why. Now, obviously, if you can't deliver the results, then you can't obviously charge high premium programs. So like for me, I'm starting midway because I don't feel like I can deliver 200 grand of income online yet. So it's thinking about where you're at in your business, what you can deliver and what your results you've had in the past. You know, for example, if I delivered someone 200k a year income for the last 6 months and I've done that for 10 clients, I could probably start to charge premium. But, you know, my target is to get people to about 5 or 10k maybe online. You know, what sort of income can I help them with? So start to really think about the second step is your ideal high paying client, but think about it from a high paying point of view, not just from your ideal client. So I'm hoping that's kind of sinking in and getting before we go into the third step, just want to make sure everyone's okay and that they're not overwhelmed with that. Does that all make sense to everyone? I'm going to go back and check the page. If anyone has any queries or questions, please do comment below now while I'm back on again, and then I'll go through the third and fourth step from here as well. So I just want to make sure that you're getting it, it's making sense, it's kind of fitting with your business, and you're kind of understanding what's going on from here. Oh, Debbie, I give up on the slides. I'll have to send them out. I don't know what's going on. But hopefully you're listening and hopefully you're talking it through, and then I'll send the slides out. And if for example, guys, this doesn't record properly, I'll just do another recording and send it out to everyone that's registered. So bear with me if that's the case. But more importantly, just want to make sure you're getting it and that you're understanding. Fantastic, great, Deb, thanks. I know you're always so active. I know there's quite a few other people listening, but hey, that's great. At least I know you're getting it. And if you're understanding it, then I know that that's okay. Awesome. So I'll go back to the slides because I'm going to go, and if I have to, I'll just re-record this, so I'll run it again. So there's no dramas. I'll make sure you get the information anyway. So let's go back to number, it might be because there's lots of content on this slide. That might be why. It is quite a big slide. So the third step is now really analysing those high-paying clients, but from a point of view of what results would they need to know that their pain and problem has been solved. So it's looking at, for example, for me, it could be that for my business, it's obviously to create 5 or 10K a month cash flow online. So one or two things I know that they would have had to solve is this: they would have to be attracting high-end clients. So they would have to know how to create a lead magnet. So hence the reason I'm doing this webinar, because that's one of the problems that I know I can solve once I work with people. So it's about clearly defining your top 3 results, and that's whether it's a tool or a technique or a result. So thinking about it from a weight loss, from back to our weight loss example, it's not going to be about losing a few pounds. It'd be more like, you know, stop having life-threatening surgery. That would be one of your key results. Another key result could be something like, you know, fight off diabetes, or, you know, something like that. So you can see the dramaticness. But basically, it's about looking at things like what will get them the best results the fastest. So thinking about the fastest ways that they can get the results. What information would they need? Looking at, sorry, someone was messaging me, I was making sure it's okay. Looking at their affordability, looking at what information they need to get their results, what tools do they need? So, you know, can you help them with a specific tool that's really going to make an impact in what they do? What questions could you ask them to identify their fastest path to their results? So, for example, you know, I want to thank Brett Gregory, was the one that kind of showed me this process the other day. And Brett is an online marketer, so his goal is to get people to 200K, and he wants to increase their sales by that figure. So one of the things he does is, because he works with a lot of quite well-established people and it's taken them to the next level, he gets them to interview their top 10 high-paying clients who are already their clients. And one of his lead magnets is that interview. So it's a customer avatar spreadsheet. And so he gets you to go back, interview your top high-paying clients, and he gives you the exact questions to ask them, what they need to do, what information it's going to give you, because then you can go and create that lead magnet and then create your sales funnel or your new product or whatever you're looking at doing. So that's one of his lead magnets, because it solves a problem, because a lot of his clients don't know about their high-paying clients. They don't understand them. They don't know what they need. So this solves the problem because it gets them to do the research first before they go and create the next course or they go and create their next offering. So that solves one of his clients' top problems. So start to think about, again, back to your high-paying clients, what's 3 top results that you know that you can solve their pain and problem with. And from there, what I want you to do is brainstorm it. So start to think about it, start to write down, jot some notes. If some of these examples are going, oh yeah, I could do that, or, you know, and it is really finding out who your top clients are. And if you don't have clients yet, start doing some research. So look at what other high-end people are solving, what problems are they solving in your industry. So do some research. Because then on the 4th step, what you're going to do is actually create your lead magnet around those top 3 results. And yes, I know the first panic is, oh my God, I can't possibly give away one of my results. What are they going to pay me for? But that's actually not the case at all, because they will still pay you to get it done. You know, they'll pay you that high ticket to actually get it. Whether you're showing them what they need to do or a result they can get, they'll still pay you to get the results. So it's creating lead magnets around that. So for example, I'm doing this webinar because part of mine is how to create a good lead magnet. You know, if people want to start their online sales funnel, this is one of the key things they have to have in place. And it means they can start list building straight away. They can start to, you know, build a profile, everything like that, because they've got some great offerings. So what can you create? Start to think about what you can create. I want you to brainstorm. I know on the worksheet I gave you, I think I left a blank page, so you could start to write down some ideas. And also, don't forget, So some of the ideas that I've obviously got, I'll just share with you. I'll come back and I'll share the. So things like, for example, you can have PDFs, you could have ebooks, you can have checklist, webinars, mini video series, top tips, biggest mistakes, Amazon books. I know, for example, a lady that does a blogging video series, so she does a mini blogging series, and that works really well. She gets her high-paying clients into her boot camp from there. At Kylie, who's one of my online mentors, she just writes books. She's a writer, so all her Amazon books go to bestsellers. So what does she do? She does sell them online, but one of her lead magnets is also she gives away a bestseller. So again, you know, you're attracting really good quality people because they're going to Amazon to find them. She gives them away. It could be tools, resources, things like that. So start to think about what might work for you. It could be even a small webinar, or a small event. I know the big speakers like Shah Wismond, Joanna Martin, who I've interviewed, you know, they run one-day live events as their lead magnets. You know, they spend the day with people at a low cost. So like, for example, Joanna's just done her speaker training. She had a whole day workshop for $67, which then sells her $3,000 upgrade or a $2,500 upgrade, whatever it was. And then, so that's how she sells her high ticket items. She gets in the room, she gets to know people, and she obviously, the cost of the $60, $67 to get in there probably only covers pretty well her cost for the day and production cost and whatever. But she's got a great product out of it as well because she records it and then she creates a product around that one-day event. I know Shah Wisman's doing the same. She has her business boot camps now at $29 for the day, roughly £29. And then she sells into her program. So think about really strategically, if you can get someone in a room that actually turns up to an event, then they're more likely to want to buy an upgrade to your program. So it's a very strong way of attracting high-paying clients. So really get down and think about what you could do for your business. And even if you can't do it now, you can start to do it. That is going to generate that for you. So that was a list of ideas. I've got some examples. I won't show you the examples because they're not really as strong, but I will show you the next thing, and that is that titles do matter. Give it something that really is sexy, something that tells them what it does. And this is a really good example. I found this actually in my notes from a traffic webinar that I went to, a live event I went to in London. And it was an example of a book, and the book was called Astrological Love Book. And they originally sold under 5,000 copies with that book name. They renamed the book and created a better cover, and then they got how to satisfy women every time and beg for more, and over 50 million copies sold. It was exactly the same information but a different title. So again, when you're creating high-paying lead magnets for high-paying clients, think about the name and maybe even test 2 or 3. So do the same content with 2 or 3 different names. Test what converts better. Test what attracts more clients. Start to really think about that sort of thing because that's what's going to pull people in. So for example, for this webinar, I could do something around attract high-paying clients. I could do something around create the lead magnet that sells. You know, start to think about different types of titles that would potentially work with your one product. And you can see that that can really, really make a massive difference. I'm just going to go back and check the screen again. So I'm back again. Hello. So just checking to see if anyone else. Oh, here we go. Nicholas, affordability, fantastic. How to change the message and who is your high-end client? Great question. Top 3 results can I get the fastest? Love it. You make it seem so easy. Oh, thanks, Nicola. Thanks, Nicola. Any questions, just let me know. But and that's why I had to share this training because it really got me thinking. I mean, I'm always thinking about lead magnets and, you know, your marketing message and attracting your ideal client. But just this one extra step in relation to thinking about your high-paying client just really, really did it for me. It was just like, another step again. So I've just really wanted to share it with you. And so the next thing is then obviously is what do you do with it once you've created it? So I want you to get out there. Obviously, I want you to sit down after you've done this webinar or tomorrow, whatever, and really brainstorm and sit on it for a week or so. Don't create and start creating straight away. I want you to really, really sit there and digest and really get into the pains and problems of your high paying client before you start actually creating. And then the next one then is what to do with it. And I know this is really simple, but this is the one simple method for increasing the flow of clients, is use it. So many people create lead magnets and they don't do anything with them. Like I know a few people that have got books. Yeah, they're sitting on Amazon, but they don't do anything with them. I know people that have created awesome lead magnets and they don't do anything with them. I've done it myself in the past. I've created 2 really good ebooks and they're just sitting there. So I'm actually going to convert them to Amazon Kindle very shortly. I'm just finding someone on Fiverr that's going to do it for me. But yeah, so classic example is you create sometimes great content. You might have a webinar that you've run and you haven't done anything with it. You could have recorded it and not used it. So again, start to think about when you create these lead magnets is actually just use them. And I know that's a bit simplistic, but I just wanted to keep it simple. But what I'm going to show you is obviously a few ways that you can use it. So let's go back to the next screen. This is funny. I have to go back to Google Hangout and find out why I can't change my screen. I've tried doing the slider thing as well, Debs, but it didn't work. So yeah, so these are just some examples of different screens that you can use where they're sharing obviously stuff to attract their clients. Caroline Kane's a Freedom Seekers business mentor. I interviewed her just before she had a bub, and she's got a great simple header on her website called a 3-part video training, and it's 3-step method to create a freedom-based lifestyle business. So you know that is really targeted to her ideal clients. It solves them. It gives them a method and a problem. Marie, obviously Folio, she's always got stuff on about B-School and don't miss out free training, things like that. The bottom one was Ali Brown. It's a bit hard to read on that image, but it was the top 10 success secrets for entrepreneurial women. And you know, she's obviously a top entrepreneurial woman, and it talks about her articles and being profitable, purposeful, and influence, and that's what she works with. So they're her clients. This one I created a long time ago was 5 easy steps to creating a lifestyle biz, which is I'm actually updating with my book at the moment. So again, it's just thinking about where you can use them. So make sure you've got a header on your page. Make sure you've got the red one, which is Ali's, was actually in every one of her blogs. So every time she put a blog up or whatever, that popped up at the bottom. So start to think about where you can actually use them. So there's lots of free ways. So you can, you know, use it at any time at the bottom of your blog. So make sure you put an opt-in for it at the bottom of your blog. Facebook posts, again, if you create great Facebook posts, don't forget to offer your freebie. Offer it to people. Any content sharing, so like if you're doing obviously LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, try and always have a link back to a free offer. You could obviously also shoot some short videos, maybe sharing some benefits about the freebie opt-in. You know, I could say I gave away the #1 secret to using lead magnets, and that is to use them. I know it sounds really funny, but I could actually have a headline or a video that says that. Guest blogging, if you're guest blogging other people's blogs, make sure you have obviously links back. And then obviously you've got paid traffic, so you can do paid traffic strategies. Now I've got an example of just a really simple one. It's not necessarily a high paying client one, but I really liked it because it's really catchy. And this is basically all about, the thing I love about this simple method here is what you'll see with the Facebook one. It's a free ebook, so obviously she's got really into the heart of her clients because she talks about feeling overwhelmed, like there's not too much to do, can't control. She talks about getting into the wreck of their mental power and productivity. That's really powerful. And it's taking control of your life back. So she uses things like burnout, procrastination. So people are at the end of their tether. So it's very, very strong in relation to attracting really kind of exhausted, had enough clients that will pay whatever. Now, the other good thing about this is with her opt-in, it's really consistent. That's the key to Facebook marketing, is obviously make sure you get consistent with your message. You can see she uses the same image. It looks great. The colors are the same. So when people click from Facebook Facebook onto the opt-in page to sign up for it, they know there's a flow there, and it really makes sense to have that flow as much as possible, keeping your opt-in page as simple as possible. And the next one I'll show you is an internet marketer, one of the guys that I did some internet marketing with. And this is Alex Jeffries. Now, Alex Jeffries is a big internet marketer, so he knows his biggest problem for his clients, whether they're high paying or low paying, but his biggest problem with clients is always traffic. So he does a very simple list building secrets revealed ebook, which is how to build a 10K mailing list for free in the next 90 days. So it's really very specific. He keeps the message the same. I think what would have looked better is to maybe have his book cover on his opt-in page, because then you know you are definitely on the right page, because you could be looking for list building secrets rather than build the 10K mailing list. So I would have actually had the image to the left, because that keeps consistency. Then people know that they're opting into Facebook, and that they're going through. And obviously, again, when you're looking at Facebook and attracting high paying clients, what you want to do is obviously start to think about your clients in relation to, what do they listen to, what books do they read, what people do they follow. A high paying client will have kind of, again, specific interests, and when you're doing a Facebook advert, you can make sure you target those interests. So, like for example, for the weight loss one, they could follow a specific diet, or they could have already tried a specific diet. They could be following a specific doctor who does gastric bands. It could be, they've watched the biggest weight loss show or whatever on TV, and they're trying to find out what to do. So start to think about that in relation to your clients. So when you do Facebook marketing, you're targeting that sort of language. And then it's about basically, that's the key thing. So I've gone through the majority of the lead magnet stuff I want to show you, but what I do want to show you is a bit more about how it fits in. And we're on 8:45, so hopefully that's okay with you guys, because I want to show you what I call the lifestyle business freedom plan. And this is kind of what I started to teach, and this is what I do in my mastermind days. I don't normally share it publicly because it is what I go through on my masterminds. So this is what I work through with my clients. Like I worked through this with someone the other day, and I did a whole day with them looking at their whole lifestyle biz freedom plan. And then we mapped out their first signature program, and then we looked at their paying clients, all that sort of thing. So this is all about creating a product ecosystem, I call it, because too many coaches, especially coaches, I find a lot of times, some business owners, they only have one offer. They've all been told to create their signature program, and they don't have anything above or below it. Now, because I've done internet marketing for so long, I know that doesn't necessarily work as effectively. Yes, you should be known for one thing, and you should have your signature program. Like mine's going to be called Knowledge to Cashflow, which is all being released now. And it's all about turning knowledge into cash flow. So that theme goes through my funnel, but I'm going to have different products at that level, because buyers come to you at different levels. They come to you ready to buy at different levels. They may already know of you. They may have been watching you for a year. You don't know. But if you don't have anything to offer them, then you're leaving money on the table. So it's creating that kind of the funnel that they can flow through. So I'm going to give you an example of kind of how that works and what really an ideal one looks for. And it's really interesting because I'd created this for a long time, and I've always had this structure, and I've been using it. And funnily enough, Jo uses it in her speaker training as well. So I want to show you, hang on a sec, I've got to switch screen first, then click on it. Right. What I call my lifestyle biz freedom funnel. And hopefully you can all see that okay, but you'll get the slides anyway. But basically, it's about creating a low-end, this is your lead magnets. So again, your lead magnets are your freebies, your PDFs, your webinars, your checklists. And again, that can be focused at your high-end program. There's no reason they can't be. But also, if you want to attract low-end, then there's no reason you can't make more generic ones, definitely. So for example, you could have some of the images I didn't show when I was showing some examples of a couple of them. There was one that was 60 days to build and sell a first online course. Now, I know that's his low-end program. That's the kind of the medium one. I think it was 197. And then he does a done-for-you type, more of system kind of work with you hands-on at a couple of grand. Someone else had 101 ways to build the best brand. Now, again, that's very generic. So it gets people that are interested in branding, but it's not really specific to a high-paying client. You could have something around gain a brand as big as Coke, or as big as Nike. That's going to get your high-paying clients a bit more because they're going to be attracted to that luxury brand or the brand that's noticed. So again, start to think about that sort of scenario. But again, so that's your lead magnets. Then again, you have your low-end program, which is ideally your short courses, your half-day workshops. And then you have a membership or some sort of continuity payment. Now, that could be exclusive mastermind group. It could be a membership site. It could be just a program you've created where you split it over 12 months so people can pay for it over 12 months. Whatever it is, but something that really keeps that income flowing. And the reason being, this will also help with stopping the inconsistency, because if you can have some more consistency there, you don't have to be chasing your high paid clients all the time because you'll always have some sort of income coming in. Then you want your signature program. So that's your key program, like I said, about 500 to about $5,000, which could be a 3-month course. It could be an online course. It could be a 3-day event, whatever it might be. And then you've got your high-end programs between 5 and 20K. That's your retreats, your one-on-one coaching. And the biggest thing people do wrong when they're creating a product ecosystem like this is they put all their time and effort into their low-end products. So they get access to you, and you shouldn't really get access to you until your high-end program. Exclusivity is about access to you, and a lot of people do it the wrong way around. Really, you should be at least on the 4th or 5th one before they get access to you. So your signature program might have part access to you, especially if it's a 3-day event. Obviously, then they've got access to you. But realistically, below that, they shouldn't really have that much access to you unless in a community or a comment. And the only work you should be doing is creating content over that you need to do to deliver it. So especially if you've got a membership site, you might be just doing content once a month, or you might be commenting in a few Facebook groups, but they shouldn't have direct one-on-one access to you. And that's one of the key things a lot of people do wrong when they're creating the ecosystem. They change the other way around. And they try and do this one-on-one coaching, which is where they should be, and actually it should be the opposite direction. So that's what a lifestyle biz freedom plan looks like. And why do I care about that? I want to show you an example. And this is an internet marketing case study, but I want to show you this example of how much of a difference it can make adding these sort of offers. So this is an internet marketing case study. One of the guys did it. It was a list building one, I think it was. Oh no, actually it might have been a Facebook product. But basically he was getting about 1.5% conversion on a $49 product. So he'd gone and created a product that was good, it was needed, it was whatever. And with about 1,000 visitors, he was getting 15 sales. So that was the 1.5 times by $49. So he was making $739 from 1,000 visitors. And a lot of people say that's not bad, I could live with that each month, whatever. But after adding in a lower end offer, and they get basically an 8% conversion on a $7 low end offer. So with 1,000 visitors, he was getting 80 people convert to $7. So he's building his list much, much quicker, and a lot more people on who are really interested in your topic. Here, so, but you're only getting 560 there. But then what you should have, if you have your ecosystem set up, is you have a core offer. And again, this can go on and on and on, and we can add product after product. But basically, your core offer then could be average of 20 to 30% upsell in the online marketing world. So 30% of your 80 customers upgraded. So that gave 24 by $49, because obviously that was your original core product. So that then made $1,176. So your total now is $1,736. So you've actually just about put $1,000 on in 1 month just by adding a $7 product in your sales funnel. So you can see the power of it. And what I want to show you is kind of why that is. So I'm just going to pop back again, screen share back again. And the reason being that that works is because they recoup the cost of your advertising. So why have them? Why have a $7 product? Well, first, it helps you pay for your marketing budget because you get your money back. So pretty well every time you spend your $7, that's paying for your marketing spend. The hardest time to get the first sale is with your $7 product. And then it gets easier to get your second, third, and fourth sale. And because of this reason 2, you increase your income as it's easier to sell more expensive offers and programs. It kind of sets you up. It pre-sells your customers to buy from you. That's why a lot of it, you'll see all the big internet marketers have something like this. It's been taught for a long time. And yeah, some people go, oh, it's annoying, I buy a $7, then I have to buy a $50 product or whatever. But it's actually not the case. The reason being is, like I said before, the statistics wise, is because it actually works. That's why most of the internet marketers, you've got to think, they make their money from cold traffic a lot of the time. So it's not necessarily as much if you've got a warm market or you've built a big tribe, you may not have to do this as much. But if you are getting started and you need to warm people up and people get to know you, or you want to do a lot of paid traffic, then having a $7 product or something low end like that is really key. And it's the hardest because it's the hardest to get that new customer. And I used to say this in a estate agency all the time. It's easier to keep an existing customer and sell to them and use them and get repeat business than it is to get a new customer all day long, because you've got to build so much more like and trust value. Whereas if they've already bought from you and they love what you do and they love the value you've given them, they're likely to buy over and over again from you. So like I know with Kat, if she brings out anything, I pretty well keep an eye on it and want to grab it, because I know how much value she gives when she does a product. So, and the other thing is, a $7 customer is 100 times more likely to buy a $1,000 product than a free subscriber. So if you are selling high-end programs and things like that, and from an internet marketing point of view, it can be a low-end product, but think about it, it could be your book, it could be a webinar series, it could be, like I said, your low-end product could be the day event. And that's why the events work so well at $29 for the day, is because their conversion rate up to their $2-3 grand offer is really, really high. If you've got 60 people in the room and you're converting 20 of them to a $3 grand product, you're not going to worry about spending a day with them at a low end 67. And that's what they do. So this is kind of why it's really important to think about your own ecosystem. So that really kind of wraps up what I wanted to kind of share with you. So hopefully it's got you thinking about creating a really good high-end lead magnet. And hopefully I've given you a really good big picture of kind of where it fits in, what you can do, and how you can really build your sales funnels so you can get your endless supply of clients. You're not chasing clients, you get better quality people, and you can try and start to build this continual residual income rather than just one-off income. It is looking at that on an ongoing basis. So I've got one more slide to share with you, just showing you how to connect with me. So I just want to go back and just see if there's any other questions, anything else people want to know. Would be absolutely awesome. I don't think there are any comments in the events page. Oh, I've got a comment here. No, that's okay. That's about something else. So we're okay there. I'm just going to refresh my page here. So hopefully you guys that are on have got great value out of this. I know that obviously some of you are just getting started, and hopefully it hasn't kind of gone too far over where you're at. But yeah, hopefully it's given you a good insight into kind of what you need and where you need to go. But yeah, so hopefully I will make sure that this gets, I'll either rerun it or I'll get a re-recording anyway if it hasn't recorded properly, or I might just sit there and record it myself and then send it back out to you guys if it gets stuck. But I'm probably going to run this again anyway, because I want to keep sharing it. So I'll try and record it once I figure out how to save it. If not, I'm just going to go and buy a webinar stuff, because I want to get webinars going a lot more. So the only thing I want to share with you is obviously how to get in touch with me, which is awesome, because like I said, I'm not going to be selling anything. This is purely just about value. So obviously it's about knowledge to cash flow, create your lifestyle business freedom plan. I'm doing free calls. I haven't done them before because I haven't really needed to, but I am going to do some discovery calls. So I've got a specific link to register for a discovery call. What you'll get on there is you'll get sent to a live form, which I need you to fill out before we get on the call, which just gives me a bit of background about you, what you're looking for, what you're ideally going from there. And then if you want to go further, we'll book a call in and take it from there. And obviously, don't forget to connect with me in my group, Lifestyle Biz Creators. I think most of the girls that are on, as far as I can see, are on that group anyway. But if not, do connect with me there. So hopefully, I apologise for having to go in and out. I'll come back. I'll unshare my screen. Apologies for having to go in and out, but hopefully you've got some good value out of it either way. And for those guys that didn't get a chance or didn't stick around at the beginning, I'll make sure that they get a replay. So thanks very much, guys, for listening. And if you do have any other questions, then do let me know. Oh, hang on, Nicola's question. Should you be getting your high-end client to buy the low-end product first? The key, Nicola, is to have it there. It depends on where they come into your sales funnel, because they could come into your sales funnel at a different level. So it could be that, you know, from a discovery call, for example, they could go straight into your high-end program. It could be that from meeting them, you go into that. So it kind of depends on how the client comes in to your business. But from most people, they'll generally do that anyway, because when you create your sales funnel, you flow them through to your $7 product. Now, they may not buy that straight away, but what they might do is then you can create an email follow-up series, which provides value in between, and then you make maybe a medium level offer. So it really depends on where the clients come from. And this is why tracking where your clients come from. If they're cold traffic and they've not really ever heard of you before, but they're interested maybe in your topic, it's likely they'll only buy your low-end product anyway. It's very rare that they'll go and pay for a high-end unless they've really figured out that, yep, I love what you do and I know who you are. So again, it's just about tracking where they come through the funnel, but it's obviously having it available to them as well. So like, for example, if you've got a book on Amazon, then they're likely to buy that book and come through and then check out what else you've got. So having links in your books that lead back to your offers. Again, it's just filtering people back through to wherever they are and then making sure you're doing the follow-up, because that's where the money is, in the follow-up. So making sure you're emailing your list and making sure that obviously you're making offers to them. And that's one thing I've got to, and I'll be 100% honest here, I wasn't as good at doing, and I'm still not as good as doing. I like emailing my list for my show, letting people know I've got stuff on, but I'm not as good from a process, from a selling point of view. So that's something I'm going to be massively changing coming through, is doing series. So they'll talk about doing a series of emails where you know, you raise the pains and problems of your clients. You'll talk to them, you'll introduce it. You might talk about a different problem in the next email. You might talk about something else in the next email. And then on the 4th or 5th email or something like that, you might make them your low end offer or your medium end offer. And then again, if they don't take it up, that's fine. They keep in the series and off they go again. So that's ideally what you want to do. So it's all about basically depending on where they come into. But there's no reason, God, if you can get someone on the phone, or if someone knows and likes and trusts you, there's no reason they won't buy your high-end program. It's just having that funnel so it does it more automatically, so you're not chasing them. And that's what a sales funnel does, because it builds that know, like, and trust and the conversion factors. It does it when you're not there. And that's the important thing. So you're not chasing them. And, you know, for coaches and things like that, you may still have to, even if you've got a low end product, you know, to get them into a high end coaching program, you still might have to do a discovery call, or you still might have to do something in person, like a webinar or something like that, before they'll convert into a high end program. So it's just a matter of thinking about what your clients, and then tracking it. You know, that's why the internet marketers are so good at what they do, is because they track everything. They know what converts and why it converts. And so that makes it easy for them. You know, they can look at their conversion rates through the whole sales funnel, tweak something and add so much value to it. It's not funny. So hopefully that's answered that question, Nicola, which is awesome. Thank you so much. If anyone else has any questions, do let me know. Oh, Deb's had to go. I got a client on Skype. Good girl. At least you got a client. That's good. Right. I think that's all the questions I've got. It says there's about 20 people listening to this, but only obviously a couple of you are interacting, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully everyone else is just absorbing all the information and going away and going to create lots of high-end lead magnets. So hopefully this has been great value, and I'm going to sign off. So hopefully I've explained everything. Nicola, I know if you've got any other questions, you can just drop me a line anyway, but please do. And I will sign off for that. So I'll speak to you later, guys. Cheers for now. And I'll see you on Monday night back at 8 o'clock with the lovely Ali Soleil. And I can't wait to interview Ali, because Ali does workshops that work. And that's really important. So again, if you're looking at maybe creating a workshop as a low-end offer to a high-end paying client, you know, something like that. So something like some of the big speakers do, like I said, like Joe does, like Shah does, and things like that. You could create a very low-key $29 or $49 or $67 or whatever workshop, and then into a high-end 3-day retreat or something like that. So stay tuned for next week for Monday for Ali, and she'll share all her workshop secrets with you. So I look forward to seeing you back then. Cheers for now. Bye.